here, and I'm back to talk about a somewhat sensitive subject. So those of you who have been paying attention will know and have noticed that it is 28 days of Black cosplay, it is Black History Month, and it is a great month. It is a time of year where people who feel like they don't have the need to talk about it will talk about Black people and the cosplay community as a whole during this one short month. Now, I know that sounds very bitter, but the thing is it's true. While Black cosplayers are known throughout all the community and we work just as hard and we are just as important as everyone else, unfortunately this is the only time during the year that people tend to really pay attention. It's saddening, really, but you know, we got a month and we're gonna take all the time we want to talk about subjects. So while we're on the case of talking about Black cosplay and Black community in general in the nerdy community, I thought I'd take the opportunity to talk about something that really bothers me and bothers a vast amount of people, but people still refuse to believe that it's a big deal. And I'm going to tell it to you now, so that way if you are so sensitive to the subject that you feel the need to run, then I will give you that chance. Also, please unsubscribe on your way out. Blackface in cosplay. Now, when it comes down to blackface, a lot of people are like either on one side where it's no, you're disgusting, that's terrible, stop. Most of the Black community and myself. On the other side, it's just makeup. What's the point? I don't get it. It's just makeup. Well, today I'm gonna teach you something, so that way we can all come to the same agreement that doing it is wrong, end of story, period. You can't convince anybody else otherwise don't even try. So, let's start with the usual in an education case. I've decided to take these discussions that I want to do with other people, breaking them down to the who, what, where, when, and why of the situation. Per usual, we start with the what. I even took the liberty of looking up the exact definition of blackface, so there is no confusion, so there is no one saying, what is this situation? I don't get it. Why is everybody so angry and upset about it? La 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 la. Now, the exact definition by Google, which I will put on this screen, is the makeup used by non-Black performers playing a Black role. Now, as you can see, performers would be actors, cosplayers, singers, anyone who is trying to mimic or pretend to be Black. Now, the issue with this, and a lot of people feel this way, and I understand if you are a Black person who feels like, it's not that big of a deal, doesn't bother me for accuracy and all that stuff. Trust me, I used to be that naive too. When I first began cosplaying, I thought, it's not that big of a deal, who cares? But I educated myself, as most people should, and I learned that it is a major big deal. When it comes down to blackface and the community, especially the cosplay community, because this is where I live, it's not just the act of putting on makeup. It's the fact that we are a race, we are a people, and what you are doing when you do that is you are saying, I'm putting on a costume of a fictional character, when you do believe that this race is not fictional. We cannot put on our faces and remove them when we want to go back to our privilege. So, what? Blackface, the definition. Who? Obviously, non-Black cosplayers, people in the community who feel like it's a perfectly good and wonderful thing to do, and their followers. That's a big thing, their followers. Now, a majority of this cosplay phenomenon has been happening in the Russian community, in Russia, Germany, a lot of places like that. And don't get me wrong, it's happening all over the place. But it happens a lot for some reason in Russia, from what I've noticed on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, all these other places. It's been a lot of Russian cosplayers. So, that's problematic in itself, but we're gonna move on from that. Obviously, where is in the cosplay community, and it's been happening a lot lately. It's been happening a lot more. Like, it's been happening since the dawn of time kind of situation. But lately it's been that because we have a bigger social media platform and a bigger reach, it's been easier to spot and call people out on when they do it. we're coming down to the big portion, or one of the big portions of this video, where we say why. Why is it important that we talk about this? Why is it important that we call those people out or we say things? Or why is the subject even a thing? Because that's a question I still have. Why is it even a problem to not do it? A lot of people believe in accuracy in cosplay. They do it for their fan base, they do it in general, they just need to be that perfect and that much of a perfectionist in their cosplay that they do not care if they take down an entire race of people in mocking them to do it. Now, people don't believe this is mocking. People believe that it's just makeup, big whoop-de-doo. Okay, I get that. It's makeup. Wash it off. But if that statement is true, that it is just makeup, then why can't we just say it's just cosplay? Don't put on someone else's race. Why is the statement always taken to defend the offender? These are questions I ask myself all the time. But the point of the matter comes down to a situation of, it is not just makeup to us. You are basically taking our race and saying it's a costume. You are taking the things that we fought for years to not do and saying it's perfectly fine. Blackface is very offensive, and it always has been offensive. It's just that people like to believe that if you're acting or playing around, then who cares, right? Now, the same thing wouldn't go for someone who goes to their friend and constantly misgenders them because they knew them before they changed genders. And when they say that, they say, oh, it's just a word. What are you talking about? I'm just kidding. He, she, what does it matter? I just called you by whatever. It's just a word. Who cares? No, you would take extreme offense to it. Because if you're a transgender person who's going from male to female, female to male, and someone is constantly misgendering you, you feel offended. Now, it is just a word, so who cares, right? But it hurts. Now, when you take our race, you put it on your face and say it's just makeup. I'm honoring you by dressing up and looking like you. Yeah, but I don't want you to look like me. I don't need you to wear makeup to be exact. What I need you to do is respect the boundaries and respect the fact that it's not okay. And there's been plenty of people all over the world. You could literally Google search it and you will find so many people who are talking about how it is just disrespectful. Just don't do it. I always ask the question of how is it so hard for someone to just respect someone else? Going back to the subject of misgendering, if a friend of mine has transgendered or has changed, has gone through the process and has said, hey, I would like you to call me he or this name. Now, if I've known them for years, I will slip up, don't get me wrong. And when it comes down to that, it's okay to make mistakes, but be well aware that when people say, hey, that's not okay, that you take a step back and go, whoops, my bad. Could you educate me on what's wrong? People are so prideful in the world that they don't say, oops, my bad, and try to fix it. And the people who do continue to do wrong. And they say, whoops, my bad, I won't do it again. Whoops, my bad, I won't do it again. It's like people who constantly slip the N-word and then say, oh, my bad, I didn't know that was offensive, and then do it like 5 minutes later. You just refuse to change it. And when it comes down to a lot of the cosplayers who've gotten caught for doing blackface or been told off otherwise, will just say, well, if you disagree with me or if you don't like it, I'm blocking you and I'm shutting you off my channel. Blocking POC cosplayers for being upset about you being offensive is like, I can't even think of something. Why are we defending the people who are doing something as offensive, It's like too many people in the world are constantly kissing the butts of people who are doing wrong to keep in their good graces, when in the end, it doesn't matter. I'm sorry, I'm getting slightly frazzled with my words because it's really hard to really express how stupid this whole thing is. Why it's still a fight, and why we have to constantly tell you, hey, could you not wear my face? It's kind of like dumb, It's the whole stereotypical, don't wear culturally offensive things for Halloween, so maybe don't paint your face black to be a black person. Maybe, I don't know, that's just kind of where we stand, and it's not okay. It's just not okay, just don't do it. The biggest issue, as I've said many, many times before, is just the lack of understanding and the lack of education people refuse to give themselves. You can Google search things, you can look things up, and you can educate yourself on why it's bad. I hate hearing people say, well, in my country, it's not a thing. Now, just because in your country it's not a thing, that does not mean that it's not still offensive, and worldwide it is a thing. So a lot of people use it as an excuse, but the funny thing is, honestly, even if you Google search whether or not people in another country know that what blackface is, more than likely you'll find out that yeah, they do, and they're lying to you. And the other half of it is, once you're educated on it, don't say, well, in my country it don't really matter, so I'm gonna keep doing this. So, especially if you're a cosplayer with so many followers, you know that worldwide people know who you are. So why do you continue to do something that does not just affect your country? Outside of that, it just doesn't make any sense, honestly. It's a stupid thing. And if you continue to believe that it's not that big of a deal, honestly, you're no longer ignorant, because ignorant means lack of knowledge. That's not really an insult. I've never really looked at it as an insult. I've always looked at ignorance as you just don't know. But if you continue to be ignorant, it becomes stupidity. Ignorance, lack of knowledge, stupidity, continuing to do something even though you know better. So it comes down to how do we fix all of this, and how do we try our best as allies to anyone to just make sure that people are okay. Now, there's things all over the place that I've seen, and I'm gonna give you a small list of the stuff people have said to defend this situation. Starting with, it's just makeup. Yes, I get it. It's just makeup that is 10 shades darker than you are. And besides from that, when most people do it, they look disgusting. It looks like they threw mud on their face and said, I'm accurate to the character, when you are really not accurate to the character. You look like you're really dirty. You guys are way too sensitive about everything. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm sensitive about the fact that someone's wearing my race. I didn't think that that was something that I could get yelled at for, you know? Because me being sensitive about someone wearing makeup to match my race is not the same thing as someone being sensitive about yelling about a football team that lost. Another thing all the time is, well, they're just trying to be accurate. I know everybody wants to be accurate in cosplay. I will never be accurate to most of the characters that I try to be. And it's not even just because of my complexion. It's also because I'm kind of fat. And honestly, when I try to cosplay guys, my boobs are too big, so I can't do that either. But, you know, sometimes we have to just accept the fact that we can't be perfectionists, and we can't always look exactly like the character. And gosh darn it, we'll just have to live with it, because that's life. I'm sorry you want to be black so badly when it's convenient to you, because any other time of the week, I bet you probably don't want to be. We have lived with so much discrimination and so much lack of care due to our skin color, and who we are has been treated like a good example is, even growing up, my dad used to kind of hint at the fact of, you might want to do all this stuff, but you're not going to go anywhere with it because you're a little black girl. People are never going to see you the way you want them to see you because you're a little black girl. You know, you aren't good enough in anyone's eyes because you're a little black girl. And yes, my dad did this. A black man. And we are constantly taught from a young age by people around us that we will never reach the heights of our lighter companions. And that's why it's not fun when we see our lighter companions dress up like us and say, haha, I'm accurate. Well, we're like, excuse you, that's not okay. Because you'll make fun of me when I'm doing a light-skinned character, but when you're doing a dark-skinned character, it equates to accuracy? Now, as I've said before, there are thousands of people on Twitter who have talked about it. There's plenty of people online who I look up to and respect, who have many better words than I have, and I can try to post some of them in the description below that you can go and educate yourself. One of the people that I really look up to, BriChibi, is somebody who I think is very good at articulating exactly why there's a problem here. And there's so many other people, and I'm sorry, names and everything are really bad for me, so I will just list them below. Please check them out. Amazing people, you know. And it's just stop. I can't even express anymore. It's just stop. There's no point in you trying to be that accurate that you offend an entire race. You know, accuracy means shit when you are being an offensive racist prick. Just saying. Now, to wrap it all up, the way that you can help and the way that you can do things is by calling people out, educating other people, telling them that, you know, and this goes for non-black cosplayers or non-POC, telling them that, hey dude, maybe not do that. Hey, possibly don't go there. Hey, you know what? Just put the makeup brush down. It don't look right, and stop it. Oh, I'm gonna add in one other thing that we hear a lot, which is if you can paint yourself blue or red or green to match other characters, why can't you paint yourself dark skin? Every time I hear this, I want to scream. Red people don't exist. Blue people don't exist. Most of those are monsters. And if you're equating a black person to a monster, well then, you have a lot to evaluate about yourself. Just saying. But you can easily just talk about it with people and maybe be open-hearted and open-minded and listen, rather than sitting and going, yeah, but I have my opinion and you have your opinion and I will just agree to disagree, because this is not an agree to disagree situation. This is a you are wrong, fix it, fix yourself. Don't do it again, fix yourself. So from here, I'm gonna stop because I will go on a long tangent of like a 35-minute to an hour video telling people all the times it's been terrible and just don't do it. It's just bad, just don't do it, just stop. If you go to the store and you pick a shade that is 10 times darker than you and you go, stop, put it down, walk out the store. Actually, have someone take your wallet from you, because if you're gonna buy it, you just need to have your wallet confiscated. Don't. It's not okay. Now, I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this if anybody even watches these videos. And there's gonna be people who are gonna be like, well, you don't speak for everyone, and well, it's not okay, you can't tell people they're just wrong. Well, I'm telling you, you're just wrong. And if you disagree with me in any part of this video, kick rocks. I don't need your views. I don't need your subscription. Because it's not okay. And there's thousands of people who agree with me, and it's just a situation of, it's literally victim blaming, but in a racial standpoint, you know? It's victim blaming and telling us that we don't get to feel offended when someone does something against our race. And you see how bad that sounds? Because you don't go, or some people do, which is terrible. You wouldn't go to a sexually assaulted victim and tell them it's their fault for getting sexually assaulted. And if you do, even more so, get out my channel and go to prison. Because I'm done. Like I said, I'm gonna stop, or it's gonna become an hour-long video. But it's just a situation that's easy to fix, but people refuse to, which is really confusing, because you don't have to be a dick. It's easy not to be. I know this video has had words in it that I don't normally say in any of my videos, but this is how serious the subject is. So thank you guys for sitting down and listening, and please go follow some black cosplayers for 28 Day of Cosplay. Go share them, subscribe, show off all of your friends, because this month is for us to tell you how we feel and make history through Black History Month in a cosplayer way. So thank you so much for watching. If you really stand by these beliefs, maybe share this video with someone. Share below in the comments some cosplayers for 28 Days of Cosplay. 28 Days of Black Cosplay. Share them in the comments below so I can go check some new people out. And so other people who might watch this video can go find some more cosplayers. Maybe even share some of those articles for other black cosplayers who understand, you know, the difference and the importance of this conversation. So please make a conversation below. I want to hear from you. And if you like this video, like this video. If you like me, subscribe. Please, by all means, have a conversation with me. I want to hear from you. And per usual, remember, you are loved, you are important, you are worth every moment, and especially this month, if you are a black cosplayer, you are treasured so much. So, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.